Hi guys, welcome back to my channel and welcome back to another video. And in today's video I'm going to be reviewing a new palette to me, which is the Smitten palette by Cosmetics. This is my second palette that I own from I also have the Witch of the Wildflower. And in this video I'm going to show you my review, swatches, close-ups, and 2 looks using this palette, and tell you a little bit about what I think about these and if they compare to the previous launch that I have. So hopefully you'll enjoy that. In case you're new here, hi, my name's Sasha. I love indie makeup, I love colorful makeup, I love eyeshadows especially. That's kind of my passion. And I love everything sparkly, colorful, fun. So hopefully that's what you're gonna see here today. I do review a lot of indie brands, and I also focus on project planning and other different like fun projects, palette bingos and stuff like that. And I would really love to have you here if you're interested. And now, as I said, you'll see 2 looks. This is one of them. So pretty. So let me show you how I did that. And let me show you the swatches and the close-ups. When it comes to this palette, it's a half and a half mattes and shimmers. So you have 6 mattes and 6 shimmers. The mattes are all mostly like pink, or you have one very vibrant kind of bubblegum pink, then almost like a raspberry pink. You have a soft rose petal pink, and then you have kind of like a turquoisey blue-green, then a very nice kind of mauvey gray, and a purple, like a very vibrant purple. And the shimmers, they all have a tinge of blue and pink, but if you're gonna go one by one, so you have the shade Floofy, which is a iridescent white to blue based multichrome, which also has green gold sparkle running throughout, and when it flips from blue or the kind of like purpley blue to the gold green, it has a bit of pink there as well. It is absolutely wonderful. It's a very soft formula, and this shade to me reminds me of like fairies and all like fantastical stories. So this is absolutely gorgeous. Then you have the Love Bite, which is a very interesting shade because it has a bit of pink base, but it also flips to this like taupey beige. So it's kind of like a neutral shade with a fun pop of pink there. Also like goldy green sheen to it in different lights. Then you have Hysterical, which is like a seafoamy green to blue to light, very light purple. But mostly when I swatched it, it was like a very vibrant blue pink with these light sparkles of green gold. And this one is slightly drier when you swatch it than the others, but it just has these like almost holochromes. I don't know if this is actually marketed as holochrome, but it has a feeling of it. Then you have Persuasive, which is a iridescent white based multichrome, which has a kind of pink, gold, and purple. And I know that the description sounds very similar for all of them, but they all flip slightly differently into different like tones. This one is very skin tone friendly, like it's very iridescent. It doesn't really have a base, so this will be beautiful as a highlighter on the face as well, and you can kind of do everything and it will go nicely with every single shade probably. Then you have the Catastrophe, which is a kind of aqua blue base with a turquoise and kind of that like gold sheen. It reminds me of mermaids. Like this shade is exactly what I imagine when you say mermaid, and I always lean towards these, and in every single palette that I have a similar shade, it's my favorite shade always. Even though I don't wear blues all that often, or these like turquoises, these shimmers always make me so happy, and I do enjoy wearing them a lot. And it also has like a little bit of periwinkle purple running throughout, like in certain lights, especially if it's like a direct, slightly yellowier light, you're gonna see some periwinkle purple as well. And then you have Biscuits, which is a beautiful, beautiful deep shade. The base is like a berry purple, and then the flip is this like green. It's kind of like a brown green, so kind of very neutral, but it has that little bit of a sheen of a green, and it's a beautiful like deepening out shimmer. I think I'm actually gonna, I don't have primer on my lids, and I think I'm gonna try to use a white primer. It's a concealer, a corrector, I think that's how it's called, Wet n Wild Photo Focus Care Color Corrector, and this one is in the shade white or something like that. Yeah, white. Because I don't want to make it too dark. I still want the look to be a little bit more airy and breathy and maybe slightly pastel-y, and since these shades probably will not allow me to do that, I kind of want to help them a little bit with the base. And this one, I don't know if it will set itself, because I tried it on the back of my hand and it was kind of sticky and it didn't want it to set itself, so I guess I'm gonna have to powder it down, but we'll see. I might powder it a little bit because I don't know if it's not gonna change the color of the eyeshadows if I'm gonna keep it like this. So I'm just gonna take like a really fluffy brush. I have this one from Uden's Eye, and I'll just powder my lids with like a setting powder. I have this depotted one from Essence. It's the All About Matte. So I'm literally just gonna, yeah, I think this is okay. Now, from the Smitten palette. By the way, I already have my brows done, and I've actually combined my Crypt shade from Shroud, from the Hello Beam palette, which is my Pendos Eyeshadows shade. And then I also have a shade, I don't know if I'm not going to use today as well, the Eye Look, maybe, we'll see. It's the Ice Crystal from Christmas Eve palette by Uden's Eye. This is the second time that I've mixed these two for a brow shade, and it's quite nice. It's a little bit too warm, but still, it's okay. Now, for the actual shades in the Diavrune palette. So, what am I gonna do? I want to start with the shade Right Meow. This one. It's kind of like a raspberry color, kind of like a brighter, pinkier raspberry. And I'm gonna take a smaller brush, not a full-on liner, but maybe if I have like a smaller pencil brush here, that would be nice. Yeah. So I have this one, which is, as you can see, like it's a little bit thicker than a pencil brush, but it's still not as big as regular brushes. And we're gonna and another line here, and this is very pigmented. We have to work with that. Then I'm gonna take a little bit fluffier pencil brush, and I'm gonna take the shade next to it, which is called Formidable. It's kind of like a rosy, soft rosy shade, and I'm gonna use that in the crease and kind of blend this out with that. And then we'll just take like a liner brush with the first shade again, the Right Meow. So something like this. Now I'm gonna take a fluffy brush, maybe the no, this one from Cindy Beauty. It's the EO5, and I need something lighter. I'm gonna take my Cosmic Beauty Delicious Delights because it's my palette brush of the month palette, so I have to use it every single day, at least one of the shades there. And I'm gonna use the shade Marshmallow, this very pinky one. I'm gonna use this here in the inner corner just to like brighten it up. I think I'm also gonna take the like thicker pencil brush, and I'm gonna use this in the outline here to kind of really like shape up the liner look. And I'm gonna take, do I have another pencil brush? But I'm gonna use the shade Whiskers because I really want to use it on my lower lash line. And I really tried not to look at any reviews of this palette or any looks with this. I only saw Nikki Lynn because I follow her and she has wonderful videos. But it was just one look, and I don't think she really reviewed it all that much. Like, I think she just said a couple things, but not really like a full-on review. And I'm gonna do a little like, how do you call that? Inventor? No. Inverted eyeliner. The one that's from the bottom lash line. So kind of, you have to imagine like this would be your top lash and you're making a line. I've been watching these and like enjoying these a lot lately. Okay, so the matte part is done, and I think I'm gonna turn on a light because I don't know how well you can actually see the details, but I think it's really cute. I would kind of almost keep it like this, but I want to play with shimmers because that's what I like about the Evrun the most. What I'm gonna say so far, the mattes are so pigmented and they're really creamy and very nice to use. So maybe you can see, maybe you can't. Let me also zoom you in. So this is how the eyeshadow looks like. And now for the shimmers, I think I'm gonna use Catastrophe, this kind of bluey one, then Love Bite, and then Persuasive. So these three will be on the lid, and the other three we will leave for tomorrow. So I'm gonna prime my lids with the NYX glitter primer, and I'm gonna use first the shade Love Bite, that kind of more like a pinky one. It's kind of like pink beige top, at least from what I can see right now. And we're gonna put it over here. Oh, these are so sparkly, which I already know about the Evrun because that's what their previous palette from them that I have, which is the Witch of the Wildflower. It has the exact same. Oh my god, I can clearly see that this is like pink, silver, and this one is kind of like a beige top, like a little bit of green maybe. This is so cool. So I'm just gonna do the same thing on the other eye. Maybe you will see what I see. And if you want, I'm just gonna film close-ups when it gets better outside, because I think the sun should eventually show itself. It's just, it is so murky and dark out there, and I don't have like direct sunlight because there's a kind of, not a balcony, but something else on top of the window, so you can't really, the light doesn't really hit me properly. And since it's not really sunny outside anyway, it's just kind of hard. But oh my god, this is so sparkly. I just love sparkly shades. Now we're gonna use the Catastrophe in the center. This beautiful tealy blue. At least that's how it looks like. We'll see what it will be on the eyes. Oh, that's so pretty. Yeah, it's kind of like a tealy blue, gold, green. Oh my god. Will you see that? Oh, gonna use my finger a little bit because I just really want this to be Oh, wow. You are fluffing kidding me. That is so beautiful. I love shades like these. I have similar shade from Mika, from other brands as well. And if I could bathe in these, I would. Trust me. That's exactly what I want in my life. Let me just slightly kind of dust it upwards so that there's no like line visible. There's a fluff here. I don't have cats, but I have fluff everywhere. So, some of us don't even need cats for that. Just saying. But I really want a cat. I want any pet. I don't have one because we don't have any at home right now, and I can't have one. Well, I could have one at the dorm, but it would be really complicated, and I don't have space there. So now I'm using the shade Persuasive. It's a beautiful purpley blue, which will go so nicely with the lower lash line. Okay, this look is everything. Okay, so I've been shopping a little bit a couple days ago because my drugstore here started carrying Wet n Wild. So I bought this primer. This is the Wet n Wild Impossible Primer Base, the one silicone-free primer that does it all. And then I have this Wet n Wild Bare Focus Tinted Hydrator in the shade Light Medium. So I'm just gonna use the primer first, and then I'm gonna try the tinted hydrator. Let's see. Oh, the primer feels thick. Okay. It's interesting. It has kind of like a hazy color, like it's see-through, but kind of hazy. A very light scent, which I don't know if that's ingredients or if it's the actual, or if there is a scent, but I don't see any on the packaging. Okay, so it's kind of like a mattifying one, which I really like. It doesn't feel sticky at all, and it feels actually really, really nice. So yeah, it has this like soft, blushy finish. And let me first put a little bit in the back of my hand. I don't have any, maybe I used a bit too much, but I don't have anything to like apply this with, because I have a lot of things at the dorm and a couple things at my previous house where I lived with my parents, but I am not gonna go there until a couple hours after this. So we're just gonna use our fingers. Okay, this spreads really nicely. Let's see. I really want to try the niacinamide foundation, but I guess I'm gonna keep that for the summer because I'm definitely gonna enjoy that, and also I'm gonna be a little bit darker. Let's try the forehead. That's where I always know if I'm gonna wear it for regular day or not, because usually foundations, skin tints and stuff, they don't look the best on my forehead, and that's why I don't really wear foundation or skin tint unless I'm filming a video and I don't actually go out with that, or not for long, because I just don't like to look that way. Like, I don't mind having the most crazy eye look with million colors and 5 cut creases and like, accessories and everything. I don't mind that, but having a foundation that is cracking on your forehead or that bills around your nose, that's just something that I don't want to be seen outside. I don't care if I have like blemishes or stuff like that. I have absolutely no problem going out with that because that's normal and everybody has that, but I don't really want a foundation that's kind of looking weird on me. Okay, so mostly it looks really nice, like on the cheeks and everything. So nice. I'm gonna try to film a close-up afterwards. Even the forehead, but there's a little bit of separation happening here, which is where I'm the most oily. Yeah, there's separation happening. I've heard a trick that you're supposed to put a little bit of primer and then set it with a setting powder. And that should help with the problem. At least I'm gonna know for the future. I'm just gonna use my Essence All About Matte powder because this one is very soft and just kind of doesn't do much. It just slightly soaks up the moisture. It also could be that I have a little bit of a textured forehead right now because I haven't really used a exfoliant in a while. But yeah, I'll just try a little bit and just slowly working it into the skin, not really dragging, just like patting. Okay, so I noticed that there's separation on my on my chin as well. So I'm gonna have to try it again to see if it's the primer that I've used with it, if it's my skin prep, which it could be as well, like maybe I just need exfoliation, or if it's the foundation. Okay, so this is the final look. I love it so much. So I've added my Rimmel Kind and Free Concealer in the shade 10 Fair. I don't know if I mentioned it, but I have the Salmon Gel Liner in the shade 04. This is like seafoamy green. Then the Essence Lash Princess Mascara. Then, for the first time, I'm also trying the Wet n Wild Color Icon Lip Liner in the shade Willow. I already have 2 shades from this line. I have Brandywine and Chestnut something, I think. I'm not completely sure. But yeah, this Willow is like very kind of like orangey brown. A little bit of like a rosy tone to it. And then on my lips, I have, I don't know if the red kind of fit, but I just wanted something, you know, and I don't have purple lipstick here. Or pink, if I'm being honest. But I have this Woodens Eye and Angelica Nyquist, the Halloween bundle lipstick, and this one is the matte one in the shade Shadow Creature. Then on my face as a blush, I actually used the Cosmic Beauty palette again. And I combined the shade Smoothie with the shade Whipped Cream. I couldn't figure out what it was, so these two on a fluffy blush brush, and that's what did the magic. And yeah, it's just like a very soft pink blush, which I really enjoy. And then the highlighter, which you've probably already noticed, and maybe you might wonder what it is. It's actually a eyeshadow, and it's one of my Pendos eyeshadows. This one is the shade Slay from Blem Bunny. It's from the Lints collection, or like the Lints palette. And as you can see, it's like a green, maybe you can see it like this. It's pink, purple, green, gold, with a little bit of that like seafoamy blue green. So I thought it would really nicely pair this whole look, pair with this look, and kind of, you know, make it go together a little bit. Sorry, my hair is like crazy today, and I don't know what to do with it because I've only had this hair for my entire life and I don't know how to function with them. But yeah, I think that's everything that I'm wearing. The eyeshadow is wonderful. The sparkliness of these shades is next level. It is so wet looking. I'm gonna update you tomorrow if it creased or not. And then when it comes to the foundation, like you can still see it slightly here, but it's not separating. It's just like it's a bit more textured. And here on the chin, I added a little bit of my how is it called? concealer, so it's slightly better, but still not the best. It doesn't settle, it isn't settling in my forehead lines, which I move my brows and everything a lot without me knowing it, so we'll see. But so far it's good, and I've already worn it for like, what, 30 minutes or something. I also had like a little bit of a snack in the meantime. Yeah, so that's everything for this look. Let me know what you think about it, and I'll see you tomorrow with another one. Hi guys, so here's my second and last look with the review of the Smitten palette. And first up, I started with the Wet n Wild Megalast primer, and then I started with the shade Catnap, this one. Okay, so in the outer part of my crease I have the Catnap, then the shade right next to it, which is the Perhaps. I have that in the outer corner, and I have Toe Beans on the lower lash line, so like all over the lower lash line. Oh, ignore my little pimple patches. And then I used this Wet n Wild Photo Focus Care Color Corrector in the shade White, and I've used my Delicious Delights and used the shade Whipped Cream to kind of set it, to make it white, so that the other shades on top of that would have a white base. I also used the shade Milkshake, this one, in the inner part before I did the cut crease, to kind of, again, like soften it up a bit. And then for shimmers, so I used my NYX Glitter Primer. And then for the shimmers, I used the shade Biscuit, Biscuits in the outer part. Then I have the shade Hysterical, this gorgeous one, all kind of throughout the lid. And then I have the shade Floofy here in the like inner part, not in the inner corner, but in the inner part of the lid. I've also used this ColourPop shadow stick in the shade Boo, I believe. Hey Boo. Because I don't have my waterline pencil, so I have it in my waterline. I have it as like a little eyeliner, which was really hard to do with this jumbo stick. And I also used it to create this like little cutout. I don't really know what that's supposed to be, but I just, you know, I just felt like it's cute. And we once had a cat, and she had like, above her eye, she had this like little dot of white. I don't think it was a brow, it was just like a dot. Because she was black and white, and she was mostly black and just like a couple of white spots. So I just decided to like, it doesn't look completely like hers, but you know, kind of. And she also had white around her eyes, so I just thought that I'm gonna incorporate that. Yeah, it's been a really long time since we had that cat, and she didn't last very long because we're right next to, or like we lived right next to the main road, and she got hit by a car, so that was really annoying, but at least we have this look. Then I have my Essence Lash Princess False Lash Effect Mascara. I actually said that correctly today. And I have the Rimmel Kind and Free Concealer in the shade 10 Fair. I have this Cosmic Beauty blush. This is the Buttermelt blush, and it's from the Sinister collection, and it's this mauvey one. I don't remember how it's called because this doesn't actually have the shade name on it, but it's a beautiful kind of soft mauvey blush that I haven't used in a while, so I wanted to use it, and if I'll find the name of it, I'll pop it on the screen. And then let me zoom it back out. On my lips, I have the Essence 8 Hour Matte Comfort Lip Liner in the shade The Perfect Shade, and my usual combo with it, which is the Uden's Eye and Angelica Nico's Halloween bundle lipstick, and this one is the Shine one in the shade Spectral. And actually, as a highlighter, I forgot to say that, I have the shade Persuasive from the Smitten palette, so I have that all over the cheeks. And when it comes to this palette, I think it's absolutely gorgeous. The mattes are very creamy, very beautiful. I'm very happy with the quality of them. And actually, you can blend them out to be like lighter if you need them. I'll probably still use them with like some pastel shades, maybe the Delicious Delights or other shades. But I love the shimmers. The shimmers are gorgeous, and I think I'm gonna use the shimmers a lot with the Delicious Delights because it just has such a beautiful shades, like with the berry shades, with the blue shades, even with the pink shades. Like half of the Delicious Delights palette can be used with this very easily for like a monochromatic look if you want, and it will look gorgeous. So I think I'm gonna do that in a couple of days, maybe not like right now because I have other palette that I want to film with. I have a couple looks planned, just like with my collection, but I hope in like a week from me I could do like maybe a blue look and then maybe a purple look, because I would also like to open up behind this palette, and I think I'm only missing like 4 or 5 shades to do that. So that would be really cool. And this palette is just so gorgeous. Like the shimmers are out of this world. It's a magnetic palette, by the way, and then I don't know if I mentioned that, but this is cruelty free. You're getting 15.6 grams of product for 12 shades, and the shelf life is 12 months. You have the Leaping Bunny, no, not Leaping Bunny, the cruelty free logo over here, and the list of ingredients. And you also have like which shades you can use in your immediate eye area and which aren't meant for that because they probably have like pigment in them. You have a nice mirror, and you have a little cat over here as well. It's really cute, and there's like little paw prints. I don't know how well you will see that. It is genuinely gorgeous, and I love the fact that this is magnetic because I can see myself like using some of these shades, just like if I'm gonna feel like doing a BYOP or just something to play with. And it's also gonna be really nice to store my eyeshadows in if I'll ever like use any of these shades up. So I'm very happy that I got this, and I'm very happy that I have this formula from them, and I think I'm gonna actually use this with the Witch of the Wildflower as well because it has some purples there, but also I feel like the yellowy oranges could be really pretty with this because I do like to mix those color stories together. So maybe this could also inspire me to use the Witch of the Wildflower, which I haven't used in a while because of the new products and my Project Pan products. So I hope for summer I'm gonna use that one a couple times, and I'm probably gonna combine it with this one as well. But that's everything for today. Let me know which one of these looks was your favorite, and I'll be super happy to see you tomorrow with another video. So have a wonderful day, and bye.